There is something strange that happens after midnight. The world gets quieter, notifications stop, conversations end, lights go out. And for most people, that silence feels peaceful. But for certain people, silence is not peace. Silence is when everything begins. Because suddenly, your mind starts opening doors you never asked it to open. A conversation from earlier returns with a completely different meaning. A facial expression someone made 6 hours ago suddenly feels suspicious. A text message that seemed harmless now sounds wrong. A memory from years ago appears out of nowhere, like your brain has been secretly saving it for this exact moment. And before you realize it, you're no longer lying in bed trying to sleep. You're standing in the middle of a courtroom inside your own head, where every thought has become evidence against you. And the worst part is this: you know it's happening. You know you're doing it again. You know you're overthinking. But awareness does not stop it. Because if you've ever been trapped in one of these nights, then you know something most people never understand. Overthinking doesn't feel like losing control. It feels like trying to gain control. It feels like your mind is desperately searching for one more answer, one more explanation, one more realization that will finally allow you to relax. But it never arrives. So you keep searching and searching and searching until exhaustion and thinking somehow begin existing together at the same time. That contradiction confuses people. They look at overthinkers and say things like, "Why can't you just let it go?" Or, "You're worrying too much." Or the classic advice everyone gives, "Just relax." But telling an overthinker to relax is like telling a person drowning underwater to simply breathe slower. Because what people call overthinking often isn't random worrying at all. It's something much deeper. Psychologists have found that people who think excessively usually aren't processing less information than everyone else. They're processing more emotional signals, more possibilities, more hidden meanings, more potential outcomes. Their minds become incredibly skilled at noticing details that others walk right past. And at first, this awareness feels almost like a superpower. You notice small changes in people's moods. You can sense tension before anyone says a word. You can read the atmosphere of a room within seconds. You notice pauses in voices, changes in energy, tiny shifts in expression. You become good at understanding people. Very good. But there is a hidden cost nobody talks about. Because when your brain becomes trained to notice everything, it also becomes trained to question everything. And eventually, your mind stops asking, "What happened?" It starts asking, "What did I miss?" Now suddenly, every silence means something. Every delayed reply means something. Every tiny interaction becomes a puzzle your brain feels responsible for solving. And this usually doesn't begin in adulthood. This is where things become uncomfortable. Because many people who think too much at night learned this habit long before they knew what overthinking even was. Think back for a second. Did you grow up feeling like you had to read the room carefully? Did you have moments where you had to predict someone's mood before speaking? Did you feel like making mistakes carried consequences bigger than they should have? Because when a child grows up in uncertainty, the brain learns something incredibly intelligent. Stay alert, watch everything, prepare early, notice danger before danger notices you. For a child, this isn't anxiety, it's survival. And survival strategies are difficult to turn off. Because years later, even after the danger disappears, the brain still remembers the assignment. Keep scanning, keep preparing, keep thinking, just in case. Which means some people never learned how to rest. They only learned how to stay ready. And maybe that explains something you've quietly wondered for years. Maybe you're not exhausted because life is too hard. Maybe you're exhausted because your mind has been working overtime for so long that you forgot what internal silence even feels like. But here's where overthinking becomes even more deceptive. Because your mind convinces you that thinking more will eventually save you. If you replay it one more time, maybe you'll finally understand. If you analyze it a little deeper, maybe you'll finally feel certainty. If you prepare for every possible outcome, maybe you'll finally feel safe. Except something strange happens. The more answers you chase, the further certainty moves away. Psychologists call this rumination. The mind enters a loop where thinking creates the illusion of progress. It feels productive because your brain stays active. It feels like movement. But movement and progress are not always the same thing. Someone can run endlessly on a treadmill and still remain in the exact same place. And that's what overthinking becomes: mental movement without emotional arrival. Now here's the heartbreaking part. Many people who think too much are incredibly compassionate toward everyone except themselves. They will spend an hour reassuring friends that they matter. They will tell people to stop being so hard on themselves. They will understand everyone else's pain. Then later, at night, they will quietly become cruel to themselves in ways they would never be toward anyone they love. Same heart, different rules. And maybe that's because overthinkers secretly believe one dangerous idea: that if they keep analyzing long enough, they can prevent pain, prevent rejection, prevent mistakes, prevent regret, prevent loss. But life has never worked that way, because certainty was never the reward for thinking harder. And realizing this changes everything, because the goal was never to eliminate thinking. You were never supposed to become someone who stops feeling deeply or noticing deeply. That awareness is part of you. It always will be. The real goal is learning that not every thought deserves investigation. Not every fear deserves a courtroom. Not every possibility deserves your energy. Because thoughts are strange things. They arrive automatically. But invitations are not obligations. You do not have to sit down with every thought that knocks on your door. You do not have to follow every fear into every dark hallway your mind creates. You can notice it, understand it, then let it pass. And maybe that sounds small, but for someone who has spent years feeling trapped inside endless mental noise, that realization can change an entire life. Because maybe you were never broken. Maybe you were never weak. Maybe your mind simply became too good at protecting you. Maybe the late-night overthinking was never proof that something was wrong with you. Maybe it was proof that somewhere along the way, your brain learned that staying alert felt safer than resting. But you're not there anymore. You survived that version of your life. You made it here. And maybe tonight, for the first time in a very long time, your mind does not need another answer. Maybe it just needs permission to finally put down its armor. Thanks for watching. See you in next video.